Welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. So this video here, we're just going to have a little look at Tiger Woods and that stinger shot he played, which was actually last night as we shooting this video today, of that stinger 2-iron he hit down the last hole at TPC Sawgrass. Obviously, I saw it on social media and it was just like, wow, what a golf shot. Now we know Tiger's very renowned for hitting that stinger shot for many, many years throughout his whole career. But I think that shot he hit down the last there, obviously, if you don't know the hole, it's 18th hole, it's a tight hole, water very tight down the left-hand side, the whole dog legs from right to left. Very, very sort of intimidating sort of tee shot, I would sort of say. So definitely quite like a draw shape to suit that particular hole. And it hit this sort of shot, and with the shot tracer behind it, it just sort of set off right and just basically hooked around the sort of shape of the fairway there. Fantastic golf shot. I mean, it's just like unbelievable to watch. And you just couldn't, I just couldn't keep sort of watching that enough, really. It was just amazing to sort of watch. So maybe what we're just going to do is give you some little pointers here of how possibly you could hit that style of stinger shot. Now, obviously a 2-iron is quite a tough club to hit for many golfers out there, but if you do carry that long iron, then this is maybe a little bit of a different setup here that you would try to achieve that sort of shot. So the key things that Tiger are really doing here, and the massive fundamental is keeping the handle of the club travelling in front of the head. Okay, so that's obviously helping to keep the loft off the golf club, because he doesn't want that ball to go up in the air. He's hitting that low, what he calls that stinger shot. So he's definitely got a feeling of having the hands leading the head through impact. Now, there's obviously elements we can do in setup to help us to achieve that. Things like moving that ball position slightly more central or a little bit further back in the stance, and maybe promoting a little bit more weight into this front lead leg coming through impact. So I'm just going to sort of I'm going to hit just a normal sort of 2-iron to start with. I've got my Srixon 2-iron here, 18 degrees of loft. I'm going to hit my normal stock 2-iron shot. We'll have a look at the peak of the height with GC2 here, and then we'll hit some sort of low stinger ones and just maybe see how this ball flight can actually come out a little bit lower, and possibly a shot that you might be able to use on the golf course yourself, whether it's windy, wind into might be a good option there to hit this sort of stinger shot. But certain situations on the golf course might just require this particular shot. Okay, so I'm just going to play a normal 2-iron shot here. So just my stock 2-iron shot, ball just front section, my stance, normal swing. Okay, I struck that pretty well there, that's good. Just slightly up that right-hand side there, but straight was great. Typical 2-iron sort of flight I'd expect from my 2-iron there. That's getting out at 252, and that was peaking out at 34 yards height. So by no means low there. That's quite a sort of standard sort of 2-iron. But obviously, play this sort of stinger shot. We're going to manipulate this loft a little bit at impact, and obviously get this ball launched and a little bit lower. And obviously, playing that shot that you might require when you're, into that wind, or you're just trying to play maybe a chasing one. If the ground's hard, you might want it could be a second shot on a par 5, possibly trying to chase it up there. Any of those particular scenarios. So key sort of things to really do here is obviously change ball position, as we mentioned. So we may just move this ball a little bit more central in stance, and I'm maybe just going to feel a little bit more weight down this left-hand side, just to feel like I can lead things a little bit more with a handle. So I'm going to feel like I'm staying more on top of it, coming through impact to control that loft, to get that ball coming out a little bit lower. Okay, so let's give this one a go. So as I say, I'm just going to play this ball a little bit more central in my stance here. Okay, I'm going to play my hands touch further forward, and I'm just going to feel a little bit more weight on this left-hand side. And what I'm going to do here through the swing, normal backswing as I would do, but follow through, I'm just going to feel like I'm going to hold it off a little bit more as I come through. So that just allows, again, to help you to control that loft and keep the loft off the club through impact to obviously give that lower launch here. So a little bit more central in the stance, a little bit of weight forward, and I'm just going to hold this finish position off a little bit more. Okay, now that wasn't the greatest of strikes, but it's definitely come out lower there. It's definitely a particular shot I like to sort of play. So that came out at 228 total distance there, peaked out 15 yards. So it's more than half the height that I hit with the first one. Now also I did catch that a bit low heel there, so I'm going to hit another one. Wasn't the greatest of strikes, but it's gone pretty straight. That would have found the fairway there. Okay, let's just do another one here. Let's try and get a better strike on this one. That's loads better. Just going to touch higher than the first one because I struck that a bit more better there. Very, very straight there. That's still getting up to 250 total distance there, 226 carry, and that is peaking at 22. So good 12 yards lower than my stock 2-iron shot there. I'll just see what that launch is like. Okay, so my stock standard 2-iron shot there launched at 13 degrees. Okay, and that better strike stinger shot there was 8.9 degrees. So, you know, good 4 degrees lower on its launch. The spin was about good 300 revs, 400 revs lower. Peak height was 12 yards lower. Okay, and that's carrying out at 225. So it's 9 yards shorter on its carry. Obviously, it's coming out of the air a little bit quicker than the higher flight. But obviously it's a totally different ball flight to what I'm sort of seeing. Okay, so just going through that again. Ball a little bit more central in the stance. Weight a little bit more forward on that front foot. Hands forward. You could go down the grip a little bit if you wanted to as well. And we're just going to feel this follow through just held off a little bit more in the end. And I'm going to try and play what Tiger played here, which was that sort of draw hooky 2-iron. Okay, and I'm going to have to watch my camera here because I could just take this out here. But let's give this one a go. So I'm going to try and start this one up the right side. Just get it on the right screen here. And I'm going to try and get this ball to sort of shape around here. This could either be amazing or take my camera out here, but let's give this one a go. Oh, that wasn't bad actually. That was pretty good. Maybe not quite as good as Tiger's there, but that's definitely sort of drawing and hooking around that well, what would have been a nice big lake there. So 235 total distance there, launched at 6.6. Obviously coming out very, very sort of low there. Okay guys, so maybe one for you to take to the range there and have a little practice and playing that sort of Tiger stinger shot. The only thing I did forget to do there was the club twirl at the end, but you know, hey, that was a good enough shot for me. Whether I'd actually play that on the golf course with all those fans there, you know, crowd there, and that situation of water staring me down the left, and you've got to hook it like towards that water. Very different sort of environment to sort of do that from what we're doing here in the studio. But definitely want to take to the range, have a little go at it, you know, and maybe if you get that success with that, let's take that to the golf course. In that certain situations, as I said earlier, it could call up upon that shot to really sort of help you out on that golf course and play for that conditions. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. Obviously, always appreciate you watching the videos. Do hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you get notifications any videos that I do post. You'll be the first ones to watch it. Follow my social media platforms, all the links are in the description down below, and hopefully I'll catch up with you all very soon.